Welcome back to our third video on how to make a new booking. Um, in our last video, we have created one customer, ABC Investment Group, and then we had also created two contacts for ABC Investment Group, and one of the contact uh, was Mr. John Bolton, who would be a regular passenger, and usually he travels from his two addresses. One is his home and the other one is office, and usually he travels between home, office, and say Melbourne airport. Now we are going to uh, click on this tab, make booking. This is where we are going to make a new booking for a customer. So the first thing when we are making a booking is we need to select the customer type, and we selected when we made this customer, we selected as business customer. So as soon as I select business customer, a new field comes up and it asks for the name of the customer that we want to make this booking for. So say if you have 50 different customers, this whole list is going to be populated with all those 50 customers. As soon as I select the customer name, it gives me all the names of the passengers or potential passengers for this customer, and we are going to select here as a John Bolton. As soon as I select Mr. John Bolton, all the passenger name field and the phone number field and email fields and likes and dislikes, everything gets populated. Uh, if you also see here under the addresses, uh, you will see that both the saved addresses that we had for Mr. John Bolton, one was the office address and one was the home address, both gets populated here as well. Now before coming to the addresses, I will quickly go to the step number 2, which is the booking type. Most of the time we would be making the bookings as either one way or return booking. So if we select one way, then we need to select the date and the time for this booking. And if we select return, then there are two dates. One is the pickup date and one is the return date, and pickup time and return time that we need to select, and also fill up the pickup from to destination and the return pickup from and return destination. Let's say we are going to make a one-way booking for Mr. John Bolton from his home, which is in Croydon, to say Melbourne Airport, and we would further like to put a purchase order number of for this booking, and this purchase order number has been sent by the customer or ABC Investment Group in their email saying when you are invoicing us, please mention this purchase order number, so it is easier for us to track this booking and make a payment to you. Uh, so as soon now this when there is when we are doing the address management here, as soon as the saved address list comes up, if I click on pickup, then the pickup suburb or the pickup address gets populated with all the instructions and the addresses and everything. And under destination, when I select Melbourne Airport, um, under destination, all the Melbourne Airport required fields gets filled up with. We do not need the flight number because we are going to drop the customer at the airport. But when we are picking up the customer from airport, say, then we might want to put the flight number down so we know what flight the customer is coming on. The next one is adding a fare. Now this can get at times very complicated. Uh, Now this is the first time. Let us assume that Mr. John Bolton is traveling, and we do not have any customer in our database who has traveled before from Croydon to uh, Tullamarine Airport. So we need certain some sort of guideline as to what the fare should be. So we click on this question mark sign here, and as soon as we click on this, we get three different types of tables. The first table shows us what this customer might have paid if he had traveled in the past from Croydon to Melbourne Airport, which he has not. So there is no historical data. What other customers might have paid for a travel between Croydon to Melbourne Airport. We really don't want the same customer with with two different passengers to get an invoice from us when when they both stay in the same suburb, and one gets charged say $120 and the other gets charged $130. So that will become a very embarrassing situation. So in order to avoid that, we have what other customers have paid. So these data are all indicative, and we can make a make a judgment based on what is going to be the appropriate fare for this passenger, and we can fill this field. Now there is an estimated fare field also that gives us the number of kilometers and the minute or hours that would be required to travel this many kilometers, and based on that a fare estimate is given, that is $120. Now if I am happy with this $120, I can just select this and the base fare field gets populated with $120. However, if I'm not happy with it, say I'll put just $125, sorry, $125. uh, so next time, as soon as I make this booking, uh, this $125 fare from Croydon or home of Mr. John Bolton from home to Melbourne Airport gets saved and comes in the next booking in the historical data. So I really don't need to remember what I have charged uh, Mr. John Bolton last time he traveled from Croydon to Melbourne Airport. Under the sources, we select where did we receive this booking from. Uh, let's assume that it was an email sent by ABC, and that this booking was made by Mr. Bill Smith, who is the contact person or booking and billing contact person for the company ABC Investment Group. So as soon as I now hit the click button, book now button, this should make the booking for me. We we left the pickup date blank. We really don't want that to happen. So let's put say 31st. The customer wants to travel at 6 a.m. in the morning. Uh, and as soon as we select that and hit the book now button, this should make this booking and the booking, and we just need to either click on home and this should refresh the whole page, and this should give us the booking here that is confirmed in the under the booking table. It tells us the time and the date of the booking. It tells us what type of car, and if there is any extra like baby seat, booster seat, that also comes here. Also gives us the passenger details, the pickup address and the destination address, and if there is any extras that were there, or any other address instructions that comes up in a italic format here. The payment type is invoice, and we haven't sent the invoice yet, and there's a purchase order number that we need to reference to when we are making the invoice for this customer. So we can see that this job has still not been invoiced, and the price of the job is $125. That is also the base price. Later I'll show you how to add waiting charges and any other extra charges that gets involved with this booking. The driver price is the price that DP is the driver price that say if we want to allot it to one of our drivers in the fleet, say for maybe $120 and make $5 out of this booking, so we can allot this job to our driver. Under driver, it tells us which driver this job has been allotted to, and if we need to reference back or make a phone call, we can always do it from this driver list. And if there were any special notes for this booking, then they all come up. This booking also comes up in a grid format here. So this tells us the grid. Under this grid, this yellow row is the row for today's bookings. The next is 31st of the third, that is tomorrow. Uh, we have a 6 o'clock booking. So if I take my pointer on top of 6 o'clock, it also gives me a quick um, overview of the booking. That the booking is confirmed. It is at 6 o'clock in the morning. On the date, Mr. John Bolton from Croydon to airport, and the total fare is $125. Um, that's about it for this tutorial. The next tutorial will go through how to edit a booking, and uh, also how to allocate a job to a driver, and what is the process that is followed when we are allocating a job to a driver. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please tune into our next one, and we hope to see you in our next video. Thank you.